Hello, you're watching VNA News Bulletin. I'm Mao Ngọc from Hanoi, and now headlines as usual. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng chairs regular cabinet meeting. Cashew prices reach highest level in a decade. Hanoi among world's best tourist destinations. A national conference of the party organization and building sector was held in Hanoi on March 26. Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng attended the event, among others. Participants held that in 2015, the party building organization sector accomplished all projects and tasks assigned by the Politburo, the Secretariat, and party committees at all levels. The sector worked to prepare personnel arrangements for the Central Committee, the Politburo, and the Secretariat of the party in its 12th tenure, after assisting and inspecting the organization of grassroots party congresses. Addressing the conference, Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng affirmed that the party building organization sector contributed largely to the country's socio-economic growth, safeguarded sovereignty, socio-political stability, and heightened international role in 2015. In 2016, the country is facing new and tougher tasks when the hostile forces are resorting to undermine the party's revolutionary course, he stressed, emphasizing the need to continue drastic, comprehensive, uniform reforms as guided by the party platform and the new constitution to promote democracy. The party chief pointed to the need to persist in implementing the Fourth Party Central Committee resolution on building the party, together with the campaign to learn and follow late President Ho Chi Minh's thought and morale, to create visible changes in the effort to end the degradation in political ideology, ethics, and lifestyle. He also required the sector to focus on the organization of the upcoming election of deputies to the 14th National Assembly and People's Councils at all levels in the 2016-2021 tenure as its short-term task. On March 26, State President Trương Tấn Sang hosted separate receptions for newly accredited ambassadors of Thailand, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Malaysia. More in the following report. While receiving Thai Ambassador Manukchai Vongphadi, President Sang expressed his hope that the two countries will step up their bilateral cooperation in all spheres, such as economy, culture, and education. He expected two-way trade between Vietnam and Thailand will continue to grow from the current level of $10 billion. The Thai ambassador promised to try his best to strengthen and develop bilateral relations in line with the two nations' strategic partnership. Having congratulated Indonesian Ambassador Nur Hadi on his new task, President Sang urged the diplomat to promote economic cooperation as well as the flow of Indonesian investment into Vietnam. The state leader suggested that Vietnam and Indonesia should coordinate together to settle disputes in the East Sea in accordance with international law. Ambassador Nur Hadi expected that the two-way trade will reach $10 billion by 2018. He also hoped that Vietnam and Indonesia will soon begin negotiations on the exclusive economic zone in the East Sea between the two countries. Welcoming Philippine Ambassador Eusebio Sevigon, President Sang proposed the two nations to boost cooperation in economy, security, and defense. He also noted his wish that Vietnam and the Philippines will cooperate closely to deal with East Sea-related issues. The Philippine ambassador pledged to actively deploy cooperation programs not only in security and defense, but also in economy and culture. During the reception for Malaysian Ambassador Mauzaruni bin Khalid, President Sang expressed his optimism that two-way trade will hit $20 billion by 2020. The leader suggested Vietnam and Malaysia maintain their traditional cooperation in the fields of labor, security, and defense. Ambassador bin Khalid vowed to further promote economic, trade and investment ties in the coming time. Also on March 26, Prime Minister Nguyen Tân Dũng chaired a regular cabinet meeting to discuss the country's socio-economic development in March as well as in the first 3 months of this year. In his opening remarks, Prime Minister Dũng said this is the last meeting for 20 out of 27 cabinet members, as they are scheduled to assume new posts assigned by the Politburo and the Party Central Committee, or to retire next month. He noted that with the assigned responsibility, the government and its members will spare no efforts to well implement the regular management tasks. A report presented by Minister of Planning and Investment Bùi Quang Vinh shows that in the first quarter of this year, despite achievements in macroeconomic stabilization, with GDP estimated at 5.46% and curbed inflation, the national economy still faces a multitude of difficulties due to severe impacts of drought and saltwater intrusion. He warned natural disasters have pushed down agriculture, forestry, and fishery production, and if such problems linger, the country's annual GDP growth rate is expected to stand at only about 5.45% this year, a far cry from the 6.7% set by the National Assembly. Regarding this problem, Prime Minister Nguyen Tân Dũng called on cabinet members to create both long and short-term solutions to cope with the impacts of climate change and speed up relief aid to natural disaster-stricken localities. The leader underscored the need for the cabinet to swiftly stabilize its organization following new personnel arrangements to be decided during the ongoing 11th meeting of the 13th National Assembly. Renovating the model and improving the quality of growth were among the main topics of an international workshop hosted by the Economic Commission and the Party Central Committee in Hanoi on March 26.
Head of the Party Central Committee's Economic Commission, Vương Đình Huệ, stressed that limitation in growth model reform, inadequate policies towards businesses, and loose connectivity between domestic and foreign enterprises are among the causes eroding the attractiveness of Vietnam's investment climate. He suggested Vietnam create solutions and institutions to attract the world's venture capital funds in order to support startups, especially small and medium-sized and private enterprises, explaining that, apart from opportunities, the startup is expected to face a string of risks. At the same time, the country should put in place specific solutions to help local firms better connect with foreign direct investment partners and take part in the global value chain. Other delegates at the workshop emphasized the need for Vietnam to bring into full play opportunities afforded by the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement to which it is a member.
The local cashew industry has seen a spike in cashew prices, marking a 10-year record high, mostly due to increasing global prices.
A kilogram of raw cashew nuts can now be sold for 32,000 Vietnam dong, approximately $1.4, and a kilogram of dried cashew nuts fetches 40,000 Vietnam dong, the highest prices recorded in the past 10 years. The Vietnam Cashew Association said that cashew exporters are also buying cashew nuts from local farmers at higher prices. It said exported cashew prices are rising due to global prices increasing. In addition, Vietnamese cashews are good quality and much favored by foreign markets. Although cashew prices are increasing, the cashew industry is still facing a shortage of cashews for export. Last year's cashew crops saw low productivity due to unusually bad weather, which in turn led many farmers to narrow their cultivation area for cashews or even replace cashew plantations with coffee, rubber, or fruit trees. In the first 2 months of this year, Vietnam exported 37,000 tons of cashew with a total revenue of $280 million, an increase of 11% compared with the same period last year.
Socio-economic development in Ho Chi Minh City in the first 3 months of this year continues to show strong growth in all fields. The information has been released by the Municipal People's Committee.
In the first quarter, the gross regional domestic product was estimated at nearly $9.99 billion, a year-on-year rise of over 7%. Export turnover reached $6.7 billion, up 0.1% over the same period last year. The Industrial Production Index recorded an annual expansion of 5.72%, with prominent growth of average production, non-metallic mining, mechanics and paper sector. Local authorities have so far this year granted new investment licenses to 158 projects worth $192.4 million, up 58% in volume and down 66.3% in value. The Municipal People's Committee forecasted that the city is likely to reach higher growth in the next quarter, thanks to facilitations of the state's policies and the global market's stable growth.
The Vietnamese capital city of Hanoi came 8th on the list of the 25 best global destinations, which were recently announced by travel website TripAdvisor. The result was based on millions of reviews and opinions from travelers. According to the website, the charming city has aged well, preserving the old quarter, monuments, and colonial architecture, while making room for modern developments. Hanoi may have struck off several former names, including Thăng Long or a setting dragon, but it hasn't forgotten its past, as evidenced by sites such as Ho Chi Minh City's Mausoleum and Hoa Lo Prison. Lakes, parks, shady boulevards, and more than 600 temples and pagodas add to the appeal of this city, which is easily explored by taxi. Last year, Hanoi received nearly 3.4 million foreign holidaymakers and 16.4 million domestic vacationers. Its total tourism revenues were estimated at $2.5 billion. An exhibition displaying photos of autistics in Vietnam and around the world, taken by American photographer Debbie Raciel, opened to the public in Hanoi on March 26. Now let's take a look.
Titled Picturing Autism Vietnam, the exhibition provides visitors an insight into the lives of autistic children.
I decided to take photos because there are so many people don't really know or think they know what autism looks like. Maybe they don't know, maybe they do know, or they have different ideas about it. I wanted people to understand that people with autism are just like any other people. They come from families who love them. And I also wanted people to have a chance, I wanted people to understand that autism is all over the world, that it looks the same all over the world.
According to the Ministry of Labor, Invalid and Social Affairs, 5 to 7% of Vietnamese children with deformities under 15 years old, of whom children suffering autism and cerebral palsy account for 40%. To date, there has been no official survey and statistics about autistic children. Autism have received greater attention from the community thanks to efforts of families, specialists, and social organizations. However, there remain obstacles hindering the social integration and guarantee of equal access to health care, education, and employment of autistic children. With her photos, the American woman tells an emotional story about the love that parents have reserved for their autistic children, thus helping them feel more confident and grow up.
And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us and goodbye for now.